is Q. This is indeed a Q.
All right, welcome to the Patriot Hour for Sunday, September 2nd, 2018. I'm Michael, your host. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for giving us some time. The Patriot Hour update, one of the most important updates of your lives, folks, all right, of our futures, our collective futures, the futures of all the children across the land, all right? We need to pay attention. There's no other time. This is a time, the hour of the Patriot, all right? We need to come out and shine. We need to spread the truth and get rid of the old norms, the old patterns, the old ancient hope, all right? We gotta look past that, all right? So QAnon, what is Q? What is Q clearance? Breadcrumbs drops. We got some new ones. We're going to be getting into them. If you're new and you're a newbie, FNG, take a look around the channel. Take a look around the web. Take a look around the different social media platforms, all right? Read everything you can. Look at everything you can. Believe none of it until you can verify it for yourself, all right? That's what we promote here at the Patriot Hour: truth, liberty, freedom, and thinking for yourself. All right, let's take a look here. The last one we went over was from yesterday, 2055, September 1st. All right, now we're getting into 2056, and we got Ezra Cohen Watnick. This came at 12:24. A few hours ago, after just after noon. All right, I pulled up a few, did a search on that. The mystery of Ezra Cohen Watnick, the Atlantic. 31-year-old Ezra Cohen Watnick holds the intelligence portfolio on the National Security Council, but almost everything about him is a mystery. White House aides plan to stop leaks, spy on his own co-workers. Ezra Cohen Watnick ran intelligence for the National Security Council. There, he decided collecting his colleagues' phone and email data was a good idea. This came out on 5/13/18. A former National Security Council official now slated to work for Attorney General Jeff Sessions explored ways to surreptitiously monitor the communications of White House staff for leaks or perceived political disloyalty to the Donald Trump. According to 3 former Trump NSC officials familiar with the effort. All right, so it looks like we had an inside guy doing his game, playing the movie, playing his role, doing exactly what needed to be done. All right, so 2057 came at 12:41. That's 2057 in the series of the Q drops. All right, bridges connecting people. We got a New York Times.com article, politics, Ezra Cohen Watnick, Justice Department, National Security Advisor. Aide ousted from White House, reemerges at Justice Department. So this is from April 11th. A former American intelligence official who came under intense scrutiny during a stint at the White House last year is returning to the government as the National Security Advisor to Attorney General Jeff Sessions, according to a person familiar with the decision. The official, Ezra Cohen Watnick, will play an important role at the Justice Department, advising Mr. Sessions on counterintelligence and counterterrorism. All right, so it's like this guy's kind of re-emerging out of the shadows. All right, so we got 2058 in the series. This came at 13:28. That's 1:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got a JPEG here of a Ted Lieu. Ted Lieu, dear agents of the FBI Counterintelligence Division, stand strong in your investigation of Trump and Russia. Our nation is relying on you. That's from 9th of May of 2017. So number 3, Bill Priestap, head of the FBI Counterintelligence, strokes boss. Cooperating witness, power removed. Number 4, Peter Strzok, Deputy Assistant Director of Counterintelligence, FBI, cooperating witness, fired. So that's kind of let that one load, if it will. All right, there it is. Ronnie A. Michno, born 1942, is an American politician. She was a Democratic deputy of New York City under Eric Koch. Served on the board of directors. That's the Koch brothers. Ed, I think, is one of them. Federal Reserve Bank of New York. She's a chairman of the Phipps House. Ted Lieu comes across as an absolute spanner. He sounds in a panic. So Firewalls 1 and 2 are Comey and Rosenstein. I wonder if Rosenstein has been interviewed by Huber. All right, so some of these people that haven't been interviewed, there's no reason. They already know everything. Watnick equals Mossad. Not only DOJ Watnick Bridge Intel, but U.S. Watnick Bridge Israel. Israel Watnick Bridge Russia. I bet this dude is coordinating this misdirection in Syria right now from Sessions' office. Got them all. All right, so they either brought this guy in, brought him on, or they're letting him do all the bad work still. But either he's playing a role or he's just being used or watched. All the corruption going on. All right, so we're going to move up here to 2059. We got a CNBC article, Facebook executives who announced departure so far in 2018. At least 7 senior Facebook executives have announced their departures this year. Nothing to see here. DARPA in the brackets. All right, so we got a CNBC article. Facebook family is getting smaller as several executives head for the exits in a turbulent year. At least 7 senior Facebook executives have announced their departures this year. None are leaving on bad terms, a company spokesman told CNBC, and will remain on the advisory positions. It's a major shakeup for the company that prides itself on keeping executives around. And that's pretty consistently been answering to scandal and public scrutiny in the last several months, folks, all right? So nothing to see here. It is just a coinkydink, right? All right, so 2060, this came at 14:15 in the series, 14:15 today. That's 2:15 p.m. Eastern Standard, right? We got a Q repost from September 2nd, the last one we just read. And we got Sergey Brin, Google founder, born in Moscow. All right, founder in the brackets, born in Moscow in the brackets. Was married to Anne Wojcicki, 23andMe founder. 23andMe founder in the brackets. Was brother-in-law to Susan, CEO of YouTube. DARPA. All right, in the brackets. That's an interesting coincidence, right? All these names, all these people. All right, 2061, we got a repost of what we just read, and we got a link. Google's true origin, partly lies in CIA and NSA research grants for mass surveillance. Read between the lines. One big ad or something. All right. Google's true origin partly lies in CIA and NSA research grants for mass surveillance. This is from December 8th of 2017. 2 decades ago, the U.S. intelligence community worked closely with Silicon Valley in an effort to track citizens in cyberspace. And Google is at the heart of that origin story. Some of the research that led to Google's ambitious creation was funded and coordinated by a research group established by the intelligence community to find ways to track individuals and groups online. The intelligence community hoped that the nation's leading computer scientists could take non-classified information and user data, combine it with what would become known as the internet and begin to create a for-profit commercial enterprise to suit the needs of both intelligence community and the public. They hoped to direct the supercomputing revolution from the start in order to make sense of what millions of human beings did inside this digital information network. The collaboration was made with made a comprehensive public-private mass surveillance state possible today. The story of the deliberate creation of the modern mass surveillance state includes elements of Google's surprising and largely unknown origin. It is a somewhat different creation story than the one the public has heard, and explains what Google co-founders Sergey Brin and Larry Page set out to build and why. But this isn't just the origin story of Google. It's origin story of the mass surveillance state and government money that funded it. The backstory: the intelligence community in Silicon Valley. In the mid-1990s, the intelligence community in America began to realize that they had an opportunity. The supercomputing community was just beginning to migrate from university setting to into the private sector, led by investments from a place that would come known to be as Silicon Valley. All right, we've all heard of it. We know what Silicon Valley is and what they do. All right, so a digital revolution was underway, one that would transform the world of data gathering and how we make sense of massive amounts of this information. The intelligence community wanted to shape Silicon Valley's supercomputing efforts at their inception so they would be useful for both military and homeland security purposes. Could this supercomputing network, which would become capable of storing terabytes of information, make intelligent sense of the digital trail that human beings leave behind? Answer to this question was a great entrance to the intelligence communities. Of course, intelligence gathering may have been their world, but the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, and the National Security Agency, the NSA, had to come to realize that their futures were likely to be profoundly shaped outside of the government. It was at a time when the military and intelligence budgets within the Clinton administration were in jeopardy. The private sector had vast resources at their disposal. If the intelligence community wanted to conduct massive surveillance for national security purposes, it would require cooperation between the government and the emerging supercomputing companies. To do this, they began reaching out to scientists at American universities who were creating this whole supercomputing revolution. These scientists were developing ways to do what no single group of human beings sitting at workstations in the NSA and the CIA could ever hope to do: gather huge amounts of data and make intelligent sense of it. When you got that amount of metadata coming in, folks, all right, just it's hard to get through it. If you have 100 conversations going on, do you need 100 people to listen to it live? But back in the day, if you're trying to do things live time, real time, you'd need 100 people to listen to 100 conversations almost. Otherwise, you got to record it, and then you need manpower to go back through it. They collecting everything, terabytes every minute. You need computers with the algorithms, and then you need humans to go through to look at that stuff. You could have the computers do a lot of filtering and red page alerts, notifying, but still need a human at one point. All right, so these articles are all linked in here, and it tells you read between the lines. So 2062, we got the article, read between the lines, and he's going to highlight a few things. 1425, all right, this came at 225. How might DARPA, aka Google, play a role in the spy campaign against POTUS? Think Gmail. Think Gmail drafts. Think ES resignation. Either Edward Snowden or Eric Schmidt. That was Eric Schmidt because Snowden did not resign. We normally say at Snowden, but it has changed. But this is Eric Schmidt. It will all connect eventually, all right? All in the brackets. So Google played a role, and we'll find out. All right, we got a 2036. We got this link here. I watched it earlier. It's just a song played by Operations Specialist pre-event last night. Check that out. It's just some operators music, folks, all right? When they're going in, when you're taking off on these missions, They like to get into the zone. And everyone's a little different, but here you go. We got them all lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we can see. And they're jamming out a little bit, and there's the music. Check it out. All right, played by Operations Specialist pre-event last night. Q 1518, that came at 3:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2036 in the series. 2064, why did I get extreme goosebumps while listening to this? That came at 1524, and it's a picture of the helos and an anonymous talking about the music that we just looked at. So 1524, that was 2064 in the series. Here we are at 2065. That's 2065 Q drops, breadcrumbs, updates. All right, since October of 17. This came at 1527, 3:27 p.m. We got an anonymous poster here talking about that video linking to, and I watched it. It goes to an all-white page on YouTube for the video, and it's got like a sword. There's no real video. It's just the music with like a kind of a stagnant picture the whole time. And this guy is noticing that. He goes, you notice on the triangle and the all-seeing eye in the middle of that sword and the magic sword? YouTube song, right? So Q repost that. It's kind of important, I guess. So check that out. I will actually click on it here. So you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if you could hear it or not. All right. All right, folks, let me do an update here. All right, so there's the, I don't know if you could hear any of the music, but there was the artwork for that, where that links to, all right? And they were just using it to get all into the, all into character, all right? They were listening, jamming out, getting them all pumped up. A magic sword in the face of evil. All right, so there's a sword. Check out that link. It's all down below. Let's do an update here. All right. The last one's 2065 so far. We'll see if there's anything new. So we got nothing more than that. All right, so I'm Mike. This is a Patriot Hour. Just wanted to bring you those new Q updates, folks. We went over them a little bit, gave you a little bit of feedback on the fly. I've been here most of the day. I actually end up stepping out for a few hours. I get back and boom. So I was kind of, touched over them for 10 minutes before I brought this video up. I need to restart my computer. It's looking a little laggy as well because it's been on most of the day. But appreciate you stopping by. I'm hoping you're enjoying your long weekend for those of you here in the U.S. for Labor Day. All right, we got Labor Day weekend here. Enjoy, be safe, stay smart. I actually have some things going on just right here on my street. All right, a couple of neighbors doing some stuff, so I'm going to go enjoy a few things. I'll be back here this evening. Any more updates, any more Q, look for the Patriot Hour to put something out, all right? Other than that, I'm actually working on something, so regardless, there should be something more here later this evening. All right, Godspeed, God bless to each and every one of you worldwide, and we'll see you back here on the next Patriot Hour update. Please, again, subscribe, share, like, comment, take a look in the description box, and take a look in the comment section. Toggle the switch to work with you and your device to alert you for any new videos we put out. Toggle the switch, and that way you get alerted when we put the videos out, and you'll know. All right, the Patriot Hour, one of the most important updates of our lives. All right, we'll see you back here real soon.
So, what letter is this? Q. Q. This is indeed a Q.